Hey guys, welcome back to the Amplify You podcast. Today we're talking about the Freedom Asia Tour interview. We're prepping for Michelle to get on stage and talk to everybody across Asia about what we do in podcasting.
That's right. So later in this month, I'm going to be heading to Asia on a 5-city speaking tour, which I'm really excited about. I've never been to Asia, and I've never spoken on stage internationally in Asia speaking about podcasting. So this is something that I'm not sure how it's going to be received by the audience over there, but I'm very excited. I think they're just coming up to being lovers of podcasting as well. I think Korea actually is the number one listeners behind the U.S. For the amount of people in the country that listen to podcasting, which is pretty cool. So I'm super excited to introduce podcasting to a whole new continent, and super excited to step out on stage. And I'm going to be interviewed on their podcast in probably about half an hour. So we're going to use this time to prep for the interview, and Braden's going to ask me some questions about what I think.
Absolutely. Let's jump into it. These are some great questions, and I can't wait to get through. So what does freedom mean to you personally?
For me personally, freedom is like one of my words in my life. So I kind of live my life by freedom, lifestyle, impact. So those are the kind of the three main words. When I did Simon Sinek's Discover Your Why program, freedom was one of my words for my life. So I've lived my life with lots of freedom, being able to travel around the world a lot. I've always done jobs that I've loved, had the freedom to have my own schedule, have the freedom to spend time with my kids and my family, take out my kids from school whenever I want, those live wherever I want in the world, and have a business where we can work online from, right now I live off the grid on a lake, and I have to take a boat to my car. And the fact that I can work and build a successful business from there is pretty amazing.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. For me, the way I define freedom in my life as a goal that I'm working towards is actually the ability to say yes to opportunities. So I want the freedom to be able to jump on a plane, go visit Asia and do a speaking tour, because I have the freedom in the work that I do that allows me to take advantage of opportunities that come up.
Yeah, and I think the one part of freedom that is, the freedom, I have the freedom in the time and the schedule right now, and the freedom in the work environment. What I'm missing with that freedom to just say yes to everything is the financial freedom. Is not quite there yet. We're still working on that. And, with our business this year, it's just been exploding. So I'm going to see that coming, down the pipelines very quickly for us, that we will be able to say yes to those kind of spur of the moment, trips across the world and all that kind of stuff. But in the meantime, that is the one part of freedom that is not quite totally free for me yet. Like, I feel like we're still working on getting there, but the rest of my life I feel like it's pretty awesome as far as like freedom goes. And so it is a core value of mine. And so I really love helping other people kind of help create freedom in their life and their business and stuff too. And if you look back through my life, that's been a main message and a core message throughout my life.
It certainly has. As you'll see in the next question, as to what strategies did you create to become successful? I mean, you've clearly utilized your core value of freedom to be structuring your life around not being held down to a job. From the time you finished high school, you were on an airplane, headed to Europe. You found any career and job that would allow you to travel and move around the world. From there, you came home and you were working on cruise ships, traveling the world for work. And then you came home from there, and where did you go? You went off
snowboarding,
200
days a year. That was very fun.
Yeah, absolutely. So you have always strategized freedom and travel and seeing the world and getting paid to do it.
Yeah, and also, one of my main goals in my early part of my life was like, I only want to do things that are really fun, that I really enjoy doing. And I saw at an early age that, like, as I mentioned on this podcast earlier, that, life is too short to do things that you don't love. And so I think that has been one of my main strategies for becoming successful. And then, in previous businesses, this is, Amplify You is my fourth business. And so in previous businesses, one of the strategies I used to be successful was always aligning with a greater good. So whether that was a charity or some sort of fundraising thing or some sort of good in the world. And that's what I really love about the Freedom Asia Summit as well, is that was one of the core mandates in this summit, is that they're going to be giving back, and there's going to be some sort of philanthropy as well involved. So I really love that.
And would you say the philanthropy or the purpose in Amplify You is that we are helping people with brilliant messages help get their word out there?
Yeah, absolutely. And, I think as this business grows, I'd like to be able to help some underprivileged people do that as well. Or, maybe we can open some sort of podcasting studio in Africa or something, so those people can get their messages out too, or, some sort of things like that.
Well, it is such an incredible platform that has really very limited limitations.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bit of a free-for-all on what podcasting can be. And anybody who has an internet connection and a microphone can access that and find that freedom.
Totally.
So what tips would you have for somebody that wants a digital nomad lifestyle?
Well, basically, I think that you need to create some sort of leverage in your business. So most of my clients work one-on-one with people. And so when I help them trying to figure out some sort of signature program or group program that they can do so that they can then work one-to-many, and it requires less of their time. I remember one of my clients, she's a naturopathic doctor, and she said to me, you know what, I love what I do, but I've created myself a really nice job. I'm so popular and so booked that I don't have a job. I don't have a day off foreseeable for the next 4 months. That's not really the freedom lifestyle that would make me feel like I'm in jail, I think. So she's kind of a great example of a lot of clients that I work with, where I help them kind of take what they are really good at and package it and purpose it out to reach more people at a different level of service, and they're working one-on-one with people, so that people who are ready to work one-on-one with them can pay a higher rate, and the people that are just, she's in the first session that she sees with everyone is basically the same information. So using that same information and creating a program or service through that.
It sounds like, you're really helping people strategize on how to help the most amount of people with the least amount of time commitment. And podcasting is a brilliant way, because you can broadcast to anyone in the world who has a downloadable connection and get your message out there.
Totally. Yeah. I love that about, what we do. And I love, in being a digital nomad, I think that being able to do your job in different countries and see how other people work and live and travel the world and just enriching your life, I think it's pretty awesome.
So what would you say someone should do who wants to make their dreams come true?
Well, I would say start thinking about it and start taking steps towards making that a reality. Ricky Shetty, who's the founder of the Freedom Summit Asia, he is somebody who I admire because I know him we actually went to the same high school, and he's someone that has an idea and he just gets to work making that idea come to reality. And this speaking tour that he's now turned into, he's going to be going to all 7 continents, and he's going to be speaking tours all over the world. So it's pretty interesting to watch other people who have no hesitation about having an idea, getting to work on that action, taking action right away and implementing things right away, I think is how people's dreams come true. And if you're not able to do that quickly with excitement, then you're maybe not dreaming big enough, or maybe you're not dreaming enough to feel that momentum and that, want to do more faster.
I think you made a good point by having freedom as your core value. Then when you are looking for opportunities, you are going to be seeking and finding, or the opportunities are going to find you that offer the most freedom in the work. So you're putting it through that filter of any opportunities that will make you the funds will they allow you to go travel? Will they allow you to sit at home instead of going to work? Will they allow you to work from the beach?
Mm-hmm.
You'll be looking for those types of opportunities.
Totally.
What is your favorite travel story?
Oh gosh, I've been
somebody who hasn't stopped traveling in 30 years. What would you say?
I've been to almost close to 40 countries, and so many different travel stories that are so different, so many different ways. But one of the stories that I love, because I think it's kind of a funny serendipitous story, is that we were sitting. I was a 19-year-old backpacking around Europe, and sitting on this ferry from Athens to where we were in Italy, Venice, Italy, and we were on a ferry to Athens, Greece. And on that ferry was like, I don't know, it was an overnight ferry. It was really long. So my girlfriends and I, we're sitting at the table, we're playing cards, and, we overheard a bunch of people at the table beside us talking about, this place called the Valley and how it's just small, neighborhood, and how they're going to visit their friends. And I'm like, that's really weird. Like that's the town right next to where we live. So anyways, we reached out to them. We're like, hey, we heard you talking about this place, and we're from here too. And anyways, long story short, we got talking to them and found out that they're going to meet their friends from our hometown in Greece. They invited us to join along. We stayed with them. We meant to go there for 4 or 5 days, and we stayed for 2 weeks because we were having so much fun with them. And fast forward to today, one of those 2 girls that I met down there, she worked for me in my gym back home. She also has a cabin on the lake beside ours as well, where we see our kids play together sometimes. We see each other often. And the other girl I've also done lots of personal development courses with and seen her many times throughout the years. So those 2 girls are still part of my life, like 20 something years later. So it's pretty cool how that was kind of a serendipitous meeting somewhere in the middle of Venice, wow. Between Venice and Athens.
Wow, that's fantastic. It really does make the world seem that much smaller. Yeah. And here I thought you were going to tell stories of us drinking with the Irish rugby team. Oh, well. What is your vision for the future?
My vision for the future, gosh, I see us really taking podcasting on the road, and having our podcasters show up for one-day events in cities across North America and all over the world where their fans can come out and hear from them. And, having events like that, I think is super cool and a great way for our audience to get out there. I love seeing our clients' messages get out there in a bigger, broader way. And I think, that's our vision for Amplifyou is to be, the best podcasting, networking, kind of connecting platform for podcasters with a message that will impact people's lives, make a difference in the world, and also help them live a lifestyle of freedom and impact and income.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well said. So where can people find you online?
Okay, so they can find us at Amplifyou.ca. And if you're interested in checking out, starting a podcast, we have a launchyourpod.com, and it takes you to a page where you find out all about our program and what we're enrolling in, and it's an ongoing basis that we are taking students in there. And if you have a message that you're having a hard time getting out there in the world and want some support with that, like Braden and I are here for you, and we would love nothing more than to help you with that message.
Absolutely. Can't wait to see people on the inside of that program.
Yes, and stay tuned for another episode where we're going to interview Braden about his other business, where he is you want to talk about? Just give him a sneak peek.
I'm teaching kids how to start and run their own businesses. We are finding the next Elon Musk amongst the 7 to 12-year-olds.
Yes, super cool what they're doing with the kids and school-age kids, and we'll be doing that on our next episode. So stay tuned.
Thanks, guys.